5 seconds to go. Start. Landlord means a person who, for the time being, is receiving or is entitled to receive the rent of any premises, whether on his own account or on account of or on behalf of or for the benefit of any other person or as a trustee, guardian or receiver for any other person or who would so receive the rent or be entitled to receive the rent if the premises were let to a tenant. Premises means any building or part of a building which is or is intended to be let separately for use a residence or for non-residential use or for any other purpose and includes the garden ground and outhouses, if any, appertaining to such building or part of building, but does not include the upper side of roof, terrace, any fittings to such building or part of the building for the more beneficial enjoyment thereof. Tenant means any person by whom or on whose account or behalf the rent of any premises is or but for special contract would be payable and include a subtenant, any person continuing in possession after the termination of his tenancy, but does not include any person against whom an order or decree for eviction has been made except where such decree or order for eviction is liable to be reopened. Any person to whom a license as defined in section 52 of the Indian Easements Act 1882 has been granted. Section 4 Registration of Tenancy Agreement. Notwithstanding anything contained in section 107 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882, no person shall, after the commencement of this act, let or take on rent any premises except by an agreement in writing. Notwithstanding anything contained in the Registration Act 1908, 16 of 1908, every agreement referred to in subsection 1 shall be in the form specified in Schedule 1 appended to this Act and shall be registered under and in accordance with the provisions of the Registration Act 1908 by the authority specified thereunder on payment of registration fee of rupees 1000. Before amendment of the Act in the year 2014, the subsection 2 of this section read as under: notwithstanding anything contained in the Registration Act 1908, 16 of 1908, every agreement referred to in subsection 1 shall be in the form specified in Schedule 1 to this Act and shall be registered with the rent authority concerned on payment of registration fee of rupees 1000. Section 20 Protection of tenants against eviction. Notwithstanding anything to the contrary contained in any other law or contract, no order or decree for the recovery of possession of any premises shall be made by any court or rent authority in favor of the landlord against any tenant save as provided in subsection 2. The rent authority may, on an application made to it in the form specified in Schedule 12 to this Act, make an order for the recovery of possession of any premises on one more of the following grounds only, namely, that the tenant has neither paid nor tendered the whole of the arrears of the rent and other charges payable for 3 or more consecutive months, legally recoverable from him within 2 months of the date on which a notice in the form specified in Schedule 7 to this Act of demand for the arrears of such rent and other charges payable and interest at the rate of 15% for the period of default has been served on him by the landlord in the manner provided in section 106 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882, provided that a tenant shall not be entitled to the benefit of service of notice by the landlord under this clause, where having obtained such benefit once in respect of any premises, he again make a default in the payment of rent and other charges payable in respect of those premises. Stop.